In this class, we will understand a program on pointer basic declarations. So by the use of this program, we will get an experience of pointers in a very detailed way. So let's understand the program line by line. The first line of code, what happens with this first line of code after execution of this first line of code is two variables get created. One is an integer variable and another is a pointer variable. Now let's assume that the A is allocated with these 4 bytes of space and C is allocated with these 4 bytes of space, and the memory allocation is random and it changes every time the program gets compiled. So we will experience that also by the end of this video. So please watch this video till the end of this video, till the end. And here let's assume that A is allocated a space of 4 bytes, and these are the 4 bytes, and here the value of A is getting stored. Now, do we allocated any space? So do we allocated a value for C? No, we haven't allocated. And in the second line of code, we are having two floating point variables. One is X, normal floating point variable, and another is a floating point pointer variable. So let's assume that these 4 bytes of space, usually it is 8 bytes. Let's take for understanding, we take it as 4 bytes of space. So these 4 bytes of space are allocated for X, and it is storing a value of 12.5. And these 4 bytes of space, so usually pointer variables will have a space of 8 bytes. So we will take for space consumption, we will take this 4 bytes of space, and these 4 bytes of space are allocated for Z. So do we allocated any value? No, we haven't allocated anything right so far. So in the third line of code, C is equal to ampersand A. So here we are allocating an address into the variable, into the pointer variable. So we are allocating an address of an integer variable because C is a pointer variable and it has the ability to store the address of an integer variable. So that is the reason why we are allocating this A into this C, address of A into this C. Now what is that value which will get stored in the memory allocated for C? It is going to store the address of A. So this is the address of A. So this 2048, which is the starting address of A, will get stored in the memory allocated for C. So this is how we need to visualize the programs. Now with this kind of visualization, you can write efficient programs. And the next line of code, which is a printf statement, which is printing the value referenced by a pointer variable, by the pointer variable C. We are going to print the value that is referenced by C by using this indirection operator. Try to understand that. And the second printf statement is address stored in C. What is the address stored in C? It is the address of A. So whatever the address that is allocated by the compiler. So in this case, for visualization, we have taken it as 2048. Now in this statement, so here 5 will get printed and here 2048 will get printed. And what about this? This is just printing the variables, the variable A, the value stored in variable A. So this printf is going to print the value stored in A, which is 5. And the fourth printf statement is going to print the address of A. How can we get the address of A? By using the address of operator. So I have used this address of operator along with A. Now what is that we are going to print? What is the address of A? 2048. Both of them are same. See here, the value stored in C, which is the address stored in C, is 2048, and the address of A is also 2048. So this is what you need to understand. Okay, so now the next line of code, which is Z is equal to ampersand X, means that now we are storing the value into the Z variable, which is a pointer variable. Now which value we are storing? We are storing the address of X. Now what is X? Is a floating point variable. Is it legal? Yes, it is legal. We can store the address of a floating point variable into Z because Z is defined as float. Okay, so now what is the address of Z? So let's assume we have taken that the address of X is 1. Now 1 will get stored in Z. Okay, so now again the same 4 printf statements. The first printf statement is printing the value that is referenced by Z. What is the value that is referenced by Z? Means it is 12.5. The value stored in the address where the which is stored in the Z. So the address is 1, which is stored in Z is 1, and the value stored in that particular memory location, when we go into the memory that is being pointed by the Z. So the Z is pointing X. The value stored in that X is, which is 12.5, will get printed in this by using this star Z. That is the use of indirection operator. And what is the value stored in Z? It is 1. And what is the value stored in X? The value stored in X is 12.5, and the address of X is again going to be 1. And here this is 12.5. Okay. So now with all these printf statements, so you will be able to experience, how the things are getting executed on the computer. Okay. So now we will execute this program and we will see in reality what happens. So let's get started with our program execution. So here is the same program. Now what I have done is I have done extra 2 lines. The first, these extra 2 lines at the end of this program. So these 2 lines are referencing the size of int, and the other printf statement is size of int star, means the pointer variable of type integer. So what is the size that is allocated by the compiler? We are printing that also for better understanding of the concept. So let's run this program. So here, after running this program, what happens? See here, the value referenced by C is 5, because the value C is getting the address of A and the value stored in A is 5. So we are getting a value of 5. And now the first time we are experiencing this memory addresses. So far in all our classes, we have seen the memory addresses as integer numbers. So we have done it for the understanding of for the better understanding of the concept. Integers are more understandable. So that is the reason why we have taken it as 1, 2, 3, 4. But in reality, hexadecimal values will get stored. So the addresses are hexadecimal values. So hexadecimal numbers. So that we will understanding these concepts in a digital logic design. So this is the code that is used by the address. All you need to remember this is the code that is used by this memory address. So this is how the memory addresses are coded. Okay, that is the reason why address variables, pointer variables are different from integer variables. Okay, try to understand this. Don't come to the conclusion that the addresses are integers. No, it is not. They are not. And the value of A is 5 and the address of A, both of them are same. See here. Okay, and the value referenced by Z is 12.5, means the value that is stored in the address to which the Z is pointing to, which is 12.5, and this is the address. Okay, and the size of an integer is 4 bytes and the size of a pointer int star is 8 bytes. Okay, so this is how this compiler is designed. Okay, now what we will do is we will do a wrong declaration. We will what I am doing is I am assigning C with address of X, which is a floating point value, right? So what happens if we do this? We will be getting an error. So let's see that error also so that you can understand. See here. So the error that is getting displayed is assignment of int star for incompatible pointer type float star. So what it means is we are assigning a variable, a pointer variable of int with a value of floating point address. Floating point variable's address we are trying to store in an integer pointer variable. So that is what you need to understand. So errors will get generated if you do wrong declarations, wrong assignments. Whenever we do wrong assignments, so the errors will get generated. So this is how the errors will get printed. So for understanding that, I have taken this. So this is what the declaration of pointers will be. Okay, and this video is part of entire C programming course, and in our channel you are going to get the complete computer science and engineering subjects. All the subjects related to the computer science and engineering are available in our channel, and all our courses are full and free. So the link for all our courses is provided in the description. Please go on to the description and click on the link. You will get the complete access to all our courses. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we will be experiencing another program where how the assignments will get changed. Assigning a value into the pointer changes with multiple assignments. So that program we will try to understand in our next class. So that's it for this video. See you in the next class.